More than a year after its launch, the iPhone SE is still the cheapest iPhone that you can buy from Apple, but how is it holding up in 2021? Can it really rival much newer phones? And isn't it better to just wait out for the successor? Hey everyone, Vic here with PhoneArena, and to answer that last question first, the latest rumors say that the next generation iPhone SE is now expected to arrive in the middle of 2022, which is a full year from now, so waiting is really not an option. So we have this, the iPhone SE that we have currently launched in April of 2020. So it's been more than a year, and back then it launched with a flagship grade processor, the Apple A13 Bionic, which was just unprecedented at this price point. And this processor might be a bit old now, but it is still considerably faster than your run-of-the-mill $400 phone, and I'm still impressed with what this phone can do in terms of performance. For example, I just recently tested the newer and actually a bit more expensive Galaxy A52 5G, which runs on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 750G, and yes, it costs around $500 compared to $400 for the SE. And that newer phone scores around 650 points in single-core performance and benchmarks and about 2000 points on the multi-core performance. The iPhone SE, on the other hand, it is a year older, it has double the scores, and that is really impressive. And if you look at gaming, the performance advantage is just evident. Running the 3D Mark game benchmark for 20 minutes reveals that this little SE maintains higher frame rates than much newer phones, at the same price range that is. The difference is really quite massive, and you can also make a difference if you click that subscribe button and help us reach our goal of 2 million subscribers. That would be awesome. So in terms of performance, despite being 1 year old, the iPhone SE is still considerably faster than the competition. And I can confirm this in real life. The phone hasn't slowed down with use, it doesn't stutter, everything just flies on it and opens very quickly. So another thing that the iPhone SE has still got going for it is the Touch ID fingerprint scanner, which has been just effortless throughout my use. It is fast, accurate, and it works even when you have a mask on. Unlike some other phones that have their fingerprint scanner on the back or on the side, I also found the front positioning much more convenient, as you can easily unlock the phone without having to actually pick it up, just as it is laying flat on a table. Now, if you often watch videos or listen to music on your phone without headphones, well, the loudspeakers on the iPhone SE are just decent for a budget phone, but definitely do not sound great. Especially compared to, for example, the iPhone 12 mini, they are noticeably quieter and lack in the depth department. However, the weakest spot of the iPhone SE ever since its launch was never the performance, it was the battery life. Equipped with merely a 1800 mAh battery, it is holding up fine for social media and browsing the web, but if you watch a lot of videos or play games or music on your phone, battery life just starts melting incredibly quickly with those more intense tasks. So here's a quick comparison of how much the iPhone SE battery lasts for web browsing. Then you have YouTube streaming, and finally we have gaming. And on these last two tests, you can really notice how the iPhone SE is way behind the competition. Now, a year of use hasn't knocked down the battery in a huge way from its original state, but I can see how just one more year and battery life will become truly problematic. So on this front, the competition runs miles ahead of our little hero here. For example, the Galaxy A52 5G delivers a true 2-day battery life. And even new OnePlus N series phones also last quite a bit longer. So for heavier users that use their phone a lot, the iPhone SE looks even less appealing in 2021 with newer options that have great battery life. If you don't use your phones heavily though, you will probably still be fine with the battery on the SE. So what about the camera then? Well, I have been pretty happy with it. If you want to record 4K videos on a budget phone, the iPhone SE, I think, is your best option. The camera captures stable footage with great dynamic range and detail, and it's very similar to a flagship phone camera, and it's still far above rivals. Now, it is just one camera on the back though, so you don't have an ultra-wide lens, you don't have a telephoto zoom lens, and I especially miss the ultra-wide, which I have found convenient to record my workouts at home and to take photos with a more epic look. You cannot do this on the iPhone SE. One key omission on the camera front, however, has got to be the lack of a night mode. Even budget phones these days have this option, and it does help get a much brighter and more usable picture at night. So if you want to have good looking night shots, again, the iPhone 12 mini is a bit more expensive but a far better option, as the SE will take photos that are just too dark. So overall, the camera is for me a solid A- at this price range. It's great for video, but not very versatile, and ultimately, it seems like if you want the very best budget camera system, you might be better off with something like a Galaxy A52 5G or a Pixel 4a 5G. Last but not least, I have to point out the unique advantage of this here iPhone SE, and the truth is that most budget phones, even these that we mentioned earlier, are quite big and bulky. The SE remains among very few truly compact devices that you can easily use with just one hand, reach all of the corners. So if you want that classic iPhone look, if you want that button and that thin and lightweight design, just go for the SE. Also, when it comes to software updates, buying the iPhone SE in 2021 means that you will still get major software updates for at least 3 more years, which is more than most other Android budget phones, so the iPhone SE in that regard is definitely looking great. Finally, let's also talk about the next generation iPhone SE, because we all know it's coming. Just as I am recording this, a brand new report once again confirms that there will be no new SE model in 2021, and Apple will only have a replacement model ready in the middle of next year. That new iPhone SE 2022 version will get 5G support and a faster chip, and will be advertised as the cheapest 5G iPhone ever. Which is exactly what nobody asked for, as battery life is the biggest concern of iPhone SE users right now. So with all of that, should you buy the SE as it is right now in 2021? Well, I would say that this phone has frustrating battery life for heavier users, and no, those people definitely should not buy it. If you want a budget iPhone with great battery life, your best option is the iPhone 11, which is also admittedly a much bigger phone. For everyone else who just wants a simple and truly compact phone that they will use only occasionally, the iPhone SE is definitely still worth buying in 2021, especially if you can find a good deal on it. So this will do it for this video, the iPhone SE in 2021. Are you using one, and would you recommend it? What is it you like the most, and what are the things that you don't like about it? I'm looking forward to your comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, to help us reach our goal of 2 million subs. That would be hugely appreciated. My name is Vic, this is PhoneArena. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.